Honorable Ali Mustafa, Honorable Ajilo, kindly be seated, please.
Honorable members, I have examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 3rd October 2024. I have one announcement coming from the Diocese of Kubwa, Anglican Communion, and the letter is in respect of request to visit National Assembly, Abuja, on students' field trip. The body of the letter reads as follows. Sequel to the above subject matters at the above named school located at Kubwa in Buari local government engages in promoting quality education through the best teaching method comparable to the world standard. The field trip is a part of our academic programs organized for students to further enrich their understanding in this dynamic world. In this regard, sir, the school is requesting for an excursion with government students in your organization on October 8, 2024, or any other date, and any day of the Senate plenary. The excursion is necessary to help our students on the current issues in the government as it relates to their studies as an individual and society at large. Thank you, sir, as we are anticipating a positive response from your office. Yours faithfully, Mrs. Joy Etiseke, Principal. Even though this letter was addressed to the Senate, to the clerk of the National Assembly, but I saw only Senate is mentioned, but because children are for all, we forgive you for not including House as well. I'm sure the students that we're talking about are here with us, so please, can you rise for recognition? You're welcome. You may sit down, please. We have another announcement, this time on a sad note, from Honorable Ibrahim Kule Olaruwaju, SSA, to Mr. President on National Assembly matters. And his message was on notification of the death of his mother. I read his message. I humbly wish to notify and duly inform Your Excellency of the death of my mother, Madam Ebiro Gombe Aduke Olaruwaju, whose death occurred on the 1st of October 2024 at the age of 87. Mama was a former civil servant, a business tycoon, and a community leader before her death. She will be buried on the 17th October 2024 at her residence along General Hospital Road, Otun, Ekiti State. Attached with this letter is the invitation letter served for all members. May her soul continue to rise in the bosom of our God. Yours faithfully, Honorable Ibrahim Kule Olaruwaju. So, honorable colleagues, can we rise for a minute silence? May her soul rest in peace. Any member with petition? Any member with petition? Honorable Jesse, I will be disappointed if there is no any petition coming from you, unless if you are ready for a coup d'etat. There are so many people who are envying your own position.
Mr. Speaker, I have 68, but it will count with tomorrow, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Doctor, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Dr. Patrick Kumar. I represent the entire people of Ikorekbene, Senudim. Obodo Karafido constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a proud son of Akwa Ibom State. I rise to present a petition authored by Sir Boniface Ekong, KSJI, of Bonnie Ekong and Associates, titled An Appeal to Rescue the People of Ukana West 1, a Senudum local government area from unjustifiable extortion, inhuman treatment, and hardship inflicted by the Joint Task Force team. Mr. Speaker, the relief sought by the petitioner is as found on the body of the petition. May I crave your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, to lay this petition before the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Are you done? Please proceed.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Any more petitions? The chair.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Ezeichi is my name, and I represent Ndokwa Akwani Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, this petition is coming from Umu Ezubuke Development Union. The petition is titled Illegal Sales of Community Land and Promotion of Internal Communal War by His Royal Majesty Igwe Bennett Ikenna and 2 others. Plea for immediate investigation and action. Mr. Speaker, with the leave of the House, permit me to lay this petition.
Please go ahead. Ezra Orobu, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON, my colleagues, my name is Honorable Ambassador Peter Ifeanyi Uzokwe. I speak for the good people of Nnewi North, the Japanese capital of Nigeria, Nnewi South, and the Ekusigo Federal Constituency. Of course, Ekusigo is the home of Chief Jerome Udoji. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to present a petition by Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, MDCN, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, Nnewi. Mr. Speaker, this petition is also an appeal for the appointment of Nnamdi Azikiwe Professor Vice Chancellorship, an appeal to save Unizik Medical School and medical education. Mr. Speaker, I will read just 2 paragraphs of the petition so that it will acquaint us on the importance of this petition to look into that. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, MDCA, and Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, Nnewi, is a body of specialist doctors in Nnamdi Azikiwe University and Nnamdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital, Nnewi. Our members teach medical students of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Nnewi campus, as lecturers, 50% of them, with the university itself on pro bono. It is therefore correct to state that the production of medical doctors by Nnamdi Azikiwe University rests squarely on our members. This we have done selflessly over the years at great personal cost and sacrifices. Recall that we wrote to the Vice Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor of the University of Nigeria, University of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, on the 2nd of August 2024, and copied to your very self on the rumor of a ploy to exclude qualified clinical lecturers who are our members from contesting for the position of Vice Chancellor of Nnamdi Azikiwe
Honorable,
University.
you are not to read the whole body of
Yes,
the
I said
petition.
let me read
It's just
2
to
paragraphs.
summarize and.
Yes. What the petition encompasses is that by excluding clinical lecturers not to contest for Vice Chancellorship of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, it is meant that they are not considered as academicians in the university because the advert made it open that you will have 15 years of having your postgraduate certificates, which is not possible. So I take the leave of the House to tender the petition, and the House will look into that fully because I have 3 pages here. May I take the leave of your permission, Mr. Speaker, to tender the petition?
Please go ahead and lay your petition. Any more petitions? Any more? All petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, any member who has a matter of urgent public importance may please present to the House. In that regard, I have Honorable Mohammed Bio, member representing Baruten and Kaema Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Please, can you go ahead?
Yeah, thank you, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues. Mohammed Omar Bio is my name. I speak for the people of Baruten and Kaema Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 805, a matter of urgent public importance, on the need to assist victims of both mishap that claimed several lives, left many injured, and some persons missing at Bajibo, Mudi, in Kayama local government area of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, I therefore seek that we suspend our relevant rules to enable me to pick my motion. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, Honorable Idem?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafu, Norowana Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as moved by my friend and colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The second leg of the motion, any seconder? My dear brother, Honorable Ilori.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Kwamochi Bitrus Laori, representing Jamsa Numa Lamude Federal Constituency. I rise to second the second leg of the motion. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable Labio, please summarize.
All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. Once again, Mohammed Omar Bio is my name. I speak for the people of Baruten and Kayama Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise once again to present a matter of urgent public importance on the need to assist victims of both mishap that claimed several lives, left many injured, and some persons missing at Bajibo, Mudi, Kayama local government area of Kwara State. The House note that Bajibo Mudi in Adena ward of Kayama local government area of Kwara State comprises people with different religion and ethnic backgrounds. Further note that among those in the boat are the Tijanians, who are going for Maulud celebration in Bajibo Modi. Take cognizance that on 1st October 2024, those that boarded the boat for annual collaboration of Maulud celebration were approximately 285. Further, take cognizance that unfortunately, the boat capsized, leaving more than half of the number dead. Only an insignificant number survived, and several persons missing, while rescue efforts are still ongoing. Disturbed that the dead persons, survivors, and the missing ones with their family need urgent and adequate intervention from government in terms of relief materials and adequate means of transportation in the waterways of the state. Further disturbed that if adequate intervention is not provided, this may lead to more disaster of this nature. Resolves: urge National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to urgently come to the aid of the victims of this boat mishap by providing relief materials to them. Urge Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and National Inland Waterways Authority to provide ferries for easiest transportation in that axis of the state. 3, mandate committees on emergency and disaster management, inland waterways, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, my dear honorable colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Sani?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, I am Sani Ibrahim Tanko. I represent the very good people of Shirai Giade from Bauchi State. I rise to second this motion by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Emergency and Disaster Management, Inland Waterways, and Legislative Compliance for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Honorable Engineer Adalati Shehu, member representing Faskari Kankara Sabwa Federal Constituency. If he is around, please can you rise and move your motion.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, very distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Engineer Shehu Alhatu, member representing Faskari Kankara Sabwa, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I came under Order 8, Rule 5, matter of urgent public importance. Urgent need for government intervention to address escalating bandit attacks in Faskari, Kankara, Sabwa, Federal Constituency of Katsina State. I so move.
Any seconder to the first leg? Right Honorable, please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, my name is Honorable Mohammed Dang Abbashehu, member representing Zaki Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the first leg of this motion as urgent enough to be presented. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, Honorable Ajilo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Umar Ajilo, member representing Makarifi Kudan Federal Constituency. I am from Kaduna State. I rise to second the second leg of the motions, ably moved by my brother from Kaduna State. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Yeah. Honorable, please proceed with your debate.
Right Honorable Speaker, sir, very distinguished colleagues, once again, Honorable Engineer Shehu Alhatu, my name, member representing Faskari, Kankara, Sabwa, and from Katsina State. The House, not with deep concern that in the first few months, there has not been a 48-hour period without a bandit attack in Paskari and Karasabwa Federal Constituency of Katsina State. Recent one, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, on Friday, 4th October 2024, armed bandits ambushed members of the Katsina State Community Watch Corps, an initiative put in place by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Dr. Duk Umar Rada, along Ankara Paskari Road, killing 6 members, wounding 2 others, and seizing their weapons. Just 2 days later, on Sunday, 6 October 2024, the bandits targeted innocent people at Balandawa village in Paskari local government, killing 3 and kidnapping some women. The violence escalated again on Monday, 7 October 2024, when the bandits attacked the Puntua Gusau Road, killing 1 person and kidnapping unspecified number of commuters. Further concerned that the situation has deteriorated to the point where bandits now officially provide bank account for ransom payment to be made for kidnapped victims. This audacious act shows not only for the impunity which this criminal operates, but also raise significant concern about the security of the telecommunication and financial system in the country. Evidence of such ransom demand is readily available, including on personal devices, further proving the gravity of the situation. Recognize that despite previous effort by government agencies and deployment of security personnel, bandits in these areas have persisted, signaling that the current strategies are inadequate. The Nigerian Army and Nigerian Police, while commendable in their past effort, must now redouble their commitment to securing the area, acknowledging that the local communities have made great attempts to protect themselves through initiatives such as vigilantes, but they are severely outmatched by heavily armed bandits. The federal government intervention, particularly through the strengthening and the coordinated security effort, is essentially to addressing this escalating crisis. The House resolved: 1, as profound condolences to the families of the victims who lost their life during the attack. 2, call on the security agencies to urgently intensify effort toward rescuing all those affected by these criminals. 3, call on the Nigerian Army and Nigerian Police Force to immediately reinforce security measures by deploying additional personnel to Paskari and Sawa Federal Constituency, ensuring the protection of lives and properties. 4, urge the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy to investigate the use of telecommunications networks and financial systems by bandits to facilitate ransom payment, and to work closely with the law enforcement to block such channels of communication and financial transaction used by the criminals. And finally, urge the security agencies to work closely with the local security agencies to improve intelligence gathering, enhance responsive times, and ensure first responder effectiveness. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Mrs. Akume.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Rep. Regina Akume. I rise to second the sympathetic motion moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Defense, Army, Police, and National Security for further legislative action. Please, shall we rise for a minute silence? May their soul rest in peace. The next motion is coming from Honorable Ahmadu Usman Jaha, member representing Chibok, Damboa, and Goza constituency of Borno State. Please go ahead, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Ameja Hababa is my name. I represent Chibok, Damboa, and Goza Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I rely on provisions of Order 8, Rule 5, to bring up a matter of urgent public importance, bordering on the need to commend the Nigerian military and other law enforcement agencies on rescue mission during the flood disaster in Maiduguri and its environs. I so move.
Any seconder to the first leg? Honorable Zakaria.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. I'm Dauda Zakaria Nyampa. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my leader, Mr. Jaha. I so move.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, the chair customs.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Tajudi Abbas, GCON. My name is Honorable Leke Abejide. I represent the good people of Yagba Federal Constituency. I'm from Kogi State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion moved by Honorable Jaha. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Jaha, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I rise to bring to the attention of this esteemed assembly the remarkable efforts of the Nigerian military and various law enforcement agencies during the recent flood disaster that struck Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. The disaster has had a profound impact on our communities, displacing many and causing significant damage to infrastructure. On the day of the flood, our military and other law enforcement agencies responded with exceptional speed and coordination. Their swift deployment of rescue operations not only saved numerous lives, but also provided necessary aid and support to the affected families. The key points to be considered are: 1, rapid response. The military immediately response to the disaster showcased their readiness and commitment to humanitarian efforts, demonstrating that they are not only defenders of our nation, but also protectors of our citizens in times of crisis like this. 2, collaboration with local and state authorities. The seamless collaboration between the military, police, as well as local government and state government demonstrated a unified approach to the disaster management, ensuring that resources were optimally used for effective rescue and relief operations. 3, community support. Beyond rescue effort, these agencies engage in community outreach, providing food, medical assistance, and shelter to those affected, which is commendable and necessary during such trying times. 4, risks to personnel. We must also recognize the risks taken by these brave men and women who put their lives on the line to ensure the safety of others during the flood. Based on the above, the House do resolve as follows. 1, observe a minute silence in honor of the departed souls as a result of the rescue mission. 2, that this House formally commend the Nigerian military and the law enforcement agencies involved in the rescue mission during the Maiduguri flood disaster. Their dedication and heroism deserves our utmost recognition and appreciation as a House. 3, urge government to support our military and other law enforcement agencies, ensuring that they have the resources necessary to continue their vital work in protecting and serving our communities. 4, Ministry for Water Resources to do the needful to avoid or prevent the reoccurrence of the same disaster in the future. Then 5, urge the National Emergency Management Agency, Northeast Development Commission, as well as all the relevant agencies and organizations to provide relief materials to the affected victims to alleviate their sufferings. On this note, I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Madam Kauga Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleagues, Ahmad Usman Jaha. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to committees on water resources, national emergency, Northeast development for further legislative action. Please shall we rise for a minute silence? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. Honorable members, the first business of the day is presentation of 10 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, Nigeria Tax Administration Bill 2024, first reading. Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Joint Venture Board of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024, first reading. Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, first reading. Bola Ahmed Tinubu Federal University of Nigerian Languages, Aba, Establishment ETC Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 alteration, State INEC powers to conduct local government elections Bill 2024, first reading. Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 alteration Bill eliminate discrimination against women in nationality law Bill 2024, first reading. Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading. Federal Road Safety Commission Act Amendment Bill 2024, first reading.
The second business of the day is presentation of 3 reports. Standing in the name of Honorable Adamu Tanko, Honorable Tanko is hereby invited to present his reports.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the People's Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Adamu Tanko, and I'm speaking for the people of Sulaja, Gurara, and Tafa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. I rise to move the motion that the House do receive the following reports. Number 1, that the House do receive the reports of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap Effect Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2024, to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Technical, Otan Ayebaju, Osun State, and for related matters, HB 1072, referred to the committee on 14/3, 2024. Secondly, that the House received the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2024, to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education, Technical, Fufure, Adamawa State, and for related matters, HB 1018, referred to the committee on the 27th of February 2024. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, that the House do receive the report of the ad hoc committee on the need to unravel the cause of Miguel Ovoke's death. Referred to the committee on the 8th of 5th, 2024. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Is the deputy chairman of the committee here? Deputy chairman, any member of the committee, Federal College of Colleges of Education? Any member present? Honorable Abdul.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Abdurrahim Tunji Olawi. I represent the highly industrious people of Ekiti, Repodun, Isin, Okero Federal Constituency. I'm from Kwara State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my chairman to submit the reports of the committees. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, please proceed and lay your reports. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is consolidation of 3 bills. Honorable members may wish to note that the bills are on the same subject matter. I now invite the chairman, Committee on Rules and Business, to move that the bills be consolidated.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Francis Ejirogane Wive is the name, and I represent the entire people of Ugele North, Ugele South, and Udu. I'm from Delta State. I rise this morning to move for a consolidation of 3 bills pursuant to Order 12 through 15, bills on the same subject matter, Local Content Act Amendment. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the first bill is HB 85, and the second HB 1007, and the third HB 1330, all on the Local Content Act Amendment. I move that these bills be consolidated. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Ambaruna, is he around? The deputy? No? Honorable Rotimi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Akitunde Rotimi Jr. I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency comprising Ikole and Oyo local governments. I rise to second the motion that the bills be duly consolidated as proposed by the Chairman, House Committee on Rules and Business. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Chair, please ensure that this, you schedule a date for the commencement of debate on these consolidated bills as soon as possible. The second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act Cap F8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education Oyin Akoko, Ondo State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Ifeoluwa Ehindero. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 11 July 2024. I now invite Honorable Ehindero to move that the bill be read a second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, my name is Ifeoluwa Babajide Ehindero, member representing Akoko North East, Akoko North West Federal Constituency of Ondo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Education Oyin Akoko be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, my brother, I can't see the face clearly. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mudashiru Lukman Alani is my name, representing the good people of Iwo Ayedire Federal Constituency. I rise this morning to second the motion that the bill should be read for second time. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. I think, gentlemen and ladies, this bill is straightforward. It's an establishment bill. It doesn't need to go rigors of debate. With your kind permission, I'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act F8 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education or in Akoko, Ondo State, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education for further legislative action. The third order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish the Federal Institute of Vision and Optical Research, IREMA, Oba Ibema Ndoni, local government area, Rivers State, to provide for scientific research, development of new technologies and products in vision and optical health, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Victor Obuzo. Honorable members, recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 12 October 2023. I now invite Honorable Obuzo to move that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Obuzo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Victor Obuzo. I represent the people of Oba Egbema Ondoni Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to come under Order 8 that this bill for the establishment of the Federal Institute for Vision and Optical Research in Nigeria at Erema, Oba Igbema local government area be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Somebody from Rivers will second, because I know Rivers are very united people. Honorable Abente, can you second?
This mic is on.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, my very distinguished colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I'm elated for the recognition, at least that I'm a Rivers man, and I should second the bill by my brother intending to establish an institute within the constituency. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I rise as usual. Awaji Nombek Dagomie Abiante. I represent the very wonderful people of Andoni, Opobo, Nkoro Federal Constituency. I therefore second the motion, the request that the bill be read a second time. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Abente, for being a good brother. And I look forward to your own bill that will be seconded by my good brother there, true. Thank you so much. So we'll go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Again, this is an establishment bill. It does not require any debate. So with your kind permission, we put the question straight. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk?
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish Federal Institute of Vision and Optical Research, EREMA, Ogba Egbema, in Doni Local Government Area, Rivers State, provide for scientific research development of new technologies and products in vision and optical health and for related matters. Second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee on Health Institutions for further legislative actions. The fourth order of the day is a motion on the need to review the budgetary allocation of the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria for improved citizen orientation, standing in the name of Honorable Adewale Ahmed. Honorable Ahmed is hereby invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, I thank you. I'm Honorable Dr. Wale Ahmed. I represent both the good and the good people of Agege Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm from Lagos State. This motion seeks to review the budgetary allocation of the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria for improved citizens' orientation. The House notes the need for a comprehensive reorientation of citizens on national values, encouraging a growth mindset, and promoting the spirit of unity and patriotism. Also notes that the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria was established in 1993 with a clear mandate to promote civic responsibility and orient Nigerians on national values. Further notes that the agency is empowered to, among other things, propagate the need to eschew all vices in public life, promote dignity of labor and consumption of local products, and establish social institutions for fostering national integration. Again notes that the agency has an elaborate grassroots structure and extensive reach to the majority of Nigerians in the 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Capital Territory, and in fact, all the 774 local government areas. It therefore serves as a veritable tool for citizen mobilization and engagement. Aware that the budgetary allocation for the agency in the Appropriation Act 2024 is just about 8.8 billion. Concerned that the existing funding provided for the agency is grossly inadequate to meet the extensive responsibilities of the agency and its offices across the nation. Also concerned that given the prevailing trend of youth restiveness and social vices in the nation, there is definitely an urgent need to implement measures for effective reorientation of citizens to curb vices, reorient the people, and encourage growth within our society. The House therefore resolves to, 1, urge the federal government to review the budgetary allocation of the National Orientation Agency in line with current realities in subsequent budget estimates to enable successful reorientation of citizens. 2, also urge the National Orientation Agency to A, increase visibility across all media platforms and put out more engaging content that will project federal government policies to the people and also expose the citizens to government initiatives that can be beneficial to them. B, collaborate with relevant stakeholders, including ministries, departments, and agencies
traditional institutions, religious bodies, community leaders, civil society organizations, and the fourth estate of the realm to amplify outreach efforts and enhance the effectiveness of public enlightenment campaigns for the holistic development of our beloved country. 3, mandate the committees on information, national orientation, ethics, and values to conduct a thorough oversight and recommend appropriate measures that will enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of the agency for improved service delivery and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any seconder? The young that has grown to a full man.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, GCON. Our honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya. I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, Asa Federal Constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is it. Leader?
I wanted to amend the prayer, Mr. Speaker. But we have voted on it.
Exactly. You can come under, next week, is it 2 weeks? You can come under rescission to amend the prayers. Okay? Thank you. This motion is referred to the committees on information, national orientation, ethics, and values for further legislative action. The fifth order of the day is a motion on the need to complete the construction of Omuchu Transmission Substation and Agu-Auka Omuchu double CCT lines, standing in the name of Honorable Dominic Ifeanyi Okafor. Honorable Okafor is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, the People's Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Engineer Dominic Ifeanyi Okafor. I represent the good people of Agota Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm here this afternoon to move the motion on the need to complete the construction of Umuchu Transmission Substation and Agoka Umuchu double CCT lines. The House knows that the construction of 2 by 60 MVA 133 kV substation at Umuchu with 2 by 132 kV lines base extension at Agoka substation and Agoka Umuchu 133 kV double circuit overhead transmission line was awarded to Cadillac International Limited in 2021. That's about more than 3 years now. Also knows that the 2021 contract award sparked hope among the residents and business owners. Of course, as you know, Agota people are very entrepreneurial. So many of them started setting up factories from other parts of the country because of the hope that there will be power supply. Aware that over $455,241,205.70 was disbursed to this contractor, Cadillac International Limited, for the extension of the Umuchu substation with a line bay extension at Agoka, and equally $357,512,779.69 was equally disbursed to the same contractor for the Agoka Umuchu double CCT lines. Worried that since Cadillac International Limited was awarded the contract in 2021 and the humongous funds paid, the company only mobilized to site and thereafter abandoned the project with no sign of resumption. Also worried that abandonment of a crucial project heavily funded by taxpayers' money is capable of declining the growth of economic activities, thus dashing the hopes of residents and a lot of businessmen who already relocated a lot of their businesses to this rural area, part of Anambra State. The House therefore resolves, 1, to urge Cadillac International Limited to return to site with immediate effect and complete this very important project. 2, mandate the Committee on Power to invite the MD, Chief Executive Officer of Cadillac International Limited, to explain A, the immediate and remote causes of abandoning this very important construction of Umuchu Transmission Substation at Agoka and Umuchu Double 60 lines. B, to explain how they utilize these humongous funds for the execution of this very important project. And last but not the least, to mandate the committees on power, anti-corruption, public accounts to ensure compliance and report to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I hereby move.
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Hello? Is that
amendment?
amendment?
Yes.
Who is moving for an amendment?
It's Inuagarba, Mr. Speaker.
Please go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Right Honorable Inuagarba, member representing Yamatu de Bafara constituency. I am from Gombe State, Mr. Speaker. While I commend my colleague for moving this very important motion, I want to amend the prayers of this motion. Mr. Speaker, looking at the huge amount of money that is in dollars, which was awarded and handed to the company since 2001, which is around this, the first one was $450-something thousand, the second one $357,000 or thereabout. Mr. Speaker, I think in the motion the entire project should be investigated. Why I said investigated? Because if you said I should go back to the site and continue to execute the project, it might not be possible because you don't know what transpired that makes them to abscond from executing the project. So I want to amend the last prayer that the Committee on Power and relevant committees should investigate to know the outcome of what transpired that they have absconded from executing the project. My prayer is to amend the prayer number 3, that the Committee on Power and other relevant committees should investigate this project and report back with the view to the House to take an appropriate action that will allow the project to continue and to go to its logical conclusion. So I amend, sir.
Thank you. Any seconder? Honorable Larry, do you want to second? You don't want to second?
No,
Honorable Zana, I'm sure you will be more than up to the task.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues.
But you have to tell us what you have amended.
I'm not ready to second, sir.
Oh, you're not ready?
No, sir.
What about Honorable Zana? Is he ready? Any seconder to this amendment? Honorable Idu? Honorable Mweke?
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, my name is Mweke Felix Uche. I represent Eleme Tai, Oyibo Federal Constituency. I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague Dominic Okafor. I so second. Thank you.
Honorable from Kano.
On the same prayer 3,
Honorable colleague,
let's put to question this one first, and then you can move your own.
You need to get clearance.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Idem.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Idem Unyime, member representing Ukanafun, Orogonam Federal Constituency of Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to amend prayer number 1. If you look at prayer number 1, it says that the House resolved to urge Cadillac International Limited to return to site with immediate effect and complete the abandoned projects, which is a very good prayer. But prayer number 2 says that the same company should be invited for investigation. So I think there's a contradiction there. We should delete one and then allow one to stay.
So which one are you suggesting to be deleted?
So I want to suggest that since prayer number 1 stipulates that the contractor should return to the site, that one should be maintained. Then the one that we are inviting the managing director should be put on hold because we have already asked him to go back to the site and start work. So one should be kept and the other one should be deleted. That's my amendment. Let us delete prayer number 2 and then allow one to stand. A situation where one fails, then we can now come up with number 2, maybe in future, but not now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Okay, any seconder? Honorable Larry is now in a good position to second. Whatever reason, I don't know.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues. I remain Shatima QS Ali Mohammed Abdul Mumin, MNI QS, a member representing good people of Nasarawa Total Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, of course, I'm from Nasarawa State, the home of solid minerals and oil. I rise to second the amendment. Heavily moved by a colleague, I so second. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any more? Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Power, Anti-Corruption, and Public Accounts for further legislative action. Sorry, I forgot to request for a seconder to the main motion. Anyone seconding the main motion? Any seconder? Honorable Shetima.
Shetima, the senior. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Lawan Shetima Ali, representing Bursari, Gaidami, Nusari Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion, the main motion, ably moved by my colleague. I so second, sir.
Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Motion referred to the Committees on Power, Anti-Corruption, and Public Accounts for further legislative action.
Honorable colleagues, decorum, please. Those standing, please, should be seated. Honorable colleagues, we should maintain decorum. Thank you.
The sixth order of the day is a motion on the need to promote sustainable practices and green projects in government ministries, departments, and agencies. Standing in the name of Honorable Daniel Amos. Honorable Amos is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Daniel Amos. I represent the very peaceful people of Jemaah Sangha Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am your brother from Kaduna State. My motion is on the need to promote sustainable practices and green projects in government ministries, departments, and agencies, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable Mepalas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Kabiru Ahmadu Mepalas is my name. I represent the entire people of Gusau's IP Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Zamfara State. I rise to support this motion, ably moved by Chairman.
Honorable Kaoje, you're welcome. You're most welcome.
I so support, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. But what I want to know is, did you read your motion before asking for second? It's not supposed to be so. The secondment is supposed to come after reading your motion. I thought you read it already. So next time, please be guided accordingly. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The House notes that the major environmental concerns in Nigeria include pollution, flood, desertification, soil erosion, and loss of biodiversity, which affects Nigeria's ecosystem and communities. Also note that Nigeria stakeholders, which include ministries, departments, and agencies, consumers, and organizations in Nigeria, need to play a pivotal and critical role in shaping sustainable practices, as their actions directly impact the environment and future well-being of our citizens. Further notes, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that the Sustainable Practices and Green Projects initiatives focus on conservation, afforestation drives, renewable energy adoption, waste reduction, ecosystem restoration, and waste recycling programs tailored to our local context. Aware that Nigeria is a signatory to the 2015 UN Climate Change Conference COP21 Paris Agreement, which it ratified in 2017 and formulated its nationally determined contributions, NDCs, it announced its net zero commitment by 2060 in 2021, following the enactment of the Climate Change Act. Also aware, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that carbon credits represent 1 metric ton of carbon dioxide on greenhouse gas, GHG, emissions removed from the atmosphere. Global value of the voluntary carbon market is estimated at about $2 billion in 2022 and is widely expected to grow by a factor of at least $15 billion by 2030, as governments and companies seek to use it to offset, to help achieve net zero emissions, Mr. Speaker. Further aware, these credits motivate companies and organizations to engage in activities that benefit the climate by either reducing emissions or prevent them. Informed that the African Carbon Market Initiative predicts Nigeria could generate over $500 million annually by 2030, supporting over 3 million Nigerian jobs through this industry. Also informed, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that investment in sustainable green projects will create jobs, stimulate innovation, and contribute to Nigeria's economic development. An estimate of resources pledged to major climate change advocacy organizations such as the Green Climate Fund, the Global Environment Facility, the Adaptation and the Climate Investment Funds put the total value of green funds at $23 billion for 2024. This includes other sources of finance, such as bilateral and multilateral aid, private sector investment, and domestic resources. Cognizance, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that encouraging green practices is crucial for a sustainable future for Nigerians and fulfilling domestic and international climate obligations. Also cognizance that integrating green projects into government operations can contribute to global goals and reap economic and environmental benefits through commitment, coordination, and long-term vision. The House resolves as follows. 1, mandate the House Committee on Climate Change as lead, Renewable Energy, Environment, and Ecological Fund to work with the executive to educate citizens, companies, and MDAs to embrace sustainable practices in the design and execution of their projects and programs. 2, mandate the House Committee on Appropriation to work with the Ministry of Budget and Planning to incentivize MDAs to adopt sustainable practices by A, ensuring MDAs that engage in sustainable practices in their operations and/or executed projects with carbon credit potentials are given additional funding over their budget envelopes in the next year, starting from 2025. The carbon credit potentials, the projects, sorry, Mr. Speaker, I take that again. The carbon credit potentials of the projects and programs should be established at the conception stage and form part of their submission to Federal Executive Council. B, creating a separate budget envelope annually based on green funds secured from DFIs, development partners, multilateral agencies, etc., and distributed to the aforementioned MDAs. 3, mandate the National Climate Council to enforce the requirement for all MDAs and companies with 50 staffs and above to have a sustainable plan and effectively implement it. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Amos. If we're on the other side, based on the eloquence and precision of this motion, I would have added a prayer that the Honorable Daniel is requesting that she be moved to the Committee on Climate Change to chair and lead all these beautiful, beautiful suggestions. But if you do it on your own, I'll be very happy.
Amendment.
Amendment, please.
Thank you, able Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Isa Muhammad Anka, representing Anka Talata Mafara constituency. I'm from Zamfara State. I want to really thank the mover of this motion, and I think it's an issue that is long overdue. However, to my mind, I have the feeling that the heading of the motion should have been explicit enough to incorporate private institutions and residential areas. We are talking about conservation of the environment and afforestation generally. So I wonder if we restrict ourselves to only the MDAs, whether the perceived objective will be achieved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable, for your observations. Honorable Abente.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. My name is Awajin Nombek Dagomie Abiante. I commend my colleague for this very wonderful initiative. My concern has to do with this prayer 3, which is prayer 1 here. On the other paper is prayer 1.
Yes, that's what I, in fact, wanted to draw his attention to. Based on what we have on records, there is nothing like prayer 3, OC.
So,
is it an innovation, Honorable Amos, that you brought an addition? We don't have it on the other paper.
Mr. Speaker, I noticed that the other paper didn't carry what the original has, so I actually read from the original.
No, but you have to restrict yourself to what is on the other paper. You can add by way of an additional prayer, but you cannot unilaterally decide to increase anything over and above what is contained on the other paper. So that aspect of the prayer, you can either move or any member can move that it should be included in the body of prayers. Back to you.
I'm guided, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues, for that clarification. I move to add the prayer that he had already taken. And in adding that, I want to remove the number or the figure 50. He restricted it to MDAs and companies with staff 50 and above. Just as small as 5 miners excavating a trench can cause so much damage. So we don't have to wait until a company has up to 50 people to consider the environment. That's my own concern. We should delete that number 50 and leave it as for all ministries, departments, and agencies and companies to have a sustainability plan and effectively implement same. Thank you.
So there are 2 prayers here. So which one do you want us to take first? To consider prayer C first? The prayer C is the one that you are amending, or the prayer B or A?
Our brother had tried to confuse us here. It is actually contained in prayer 1 of the other paper.
Okay.
So no matter where and how he read it, probably will follow what is on the other paper. So it is that prayer 1 that I am amending. I want it to be retained as prayer 1 and amending the number, removing 50 completely. We shouldn't limit ourselves to 50 members of staff in a company because...
Okay, noted. Any seconder to this amendment? Yes, Honorable. Go ahead.
Right Honorable Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, my name is Gaza Jonathan Befi, and I represent the people of Karu Kefi Kokona Federal Constituency of Nasarawa State. I want to, of course, commend the mover of this all-important motion, being the chairman of the House Committee on Solid Minerals and understanding the impact of such a thing with regards to the environment. And equally commend the 2 amendments that had been made, that it should contain private sector, not only the ministries, and equally that it should be broad and not be restricted to only 50 people in a company. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
You so second, right? Okay, you are the one moving now.
Sorry.
I thought you are seconding Abiente's one.
It's because of how excited I am about such a motion. That's why I used I so move instead of I so second. I beg your pardon, and thank you for the guidance.
Thank you. Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second prayer concerning the earlier prayer moved by the mover of this motion, the prayer C should be included. Any seconder to that amendment?
Honorable colleagues, please get seated. Honorable colleagues, those standing, please get seated.
My dear brother, go ahead.
My Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Dixon Taki. I represent Makodi Guma, Federal Constituency from Benue State. I rise to second the amendment as heavily moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay.
Amendment,
The
sir.
ayes have it. Amendment?
Yes, sir. Additional prayer.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Lawan Shatima Ali, representing Bursari Gairemi Federal Constituency. I felt there is need for us to add the National Agency for Great Green Wall because they are saddled with the responsibility of controlling the certification and rest of them. That's why I felt it should form part of the prayers to consider that, sir.
Any seconder to this additional prayer? Any seconder?
Honorable Zok, you come
Deputy
late and you are
Chairman
distracting the
Customs.
sitting. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein. I represent the good people of Nasarawa Federal Constituency. I am from Kano State. I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this additional prayer should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder to the motion as moved by Honorable Amos, Honorable Zakaria.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues. I, Zakaria Doda Nyampa, ably stand to second the motion ably moved by my neighbor, Honorable Amos. Thank you. I so second.
Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on climate change, renewable energy, environment, ecological fund, and appropriations for further legislative actions.
Honorable Jaha, concentrate. Honorable Jaha.
The seventh order of the day is consideration of two reports standing in the name of the House Leader. The Leader will move for their consideration.
Distinguished honorable colleagues, Abdullah Ibrahim Halims is my name. I'm from Kogi State. I represent the wonderful people of Bankpa, Omalola, Ambaro Federal Constituency. I hereby move for consideration of these two very important reports, a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Health Care Management of Nigeria and for related matters, HB 1260, and two, a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute to build capacity and conduct collaborative engineering research and development in the area connected with buildings, roads, engineering, production, and construction materials, and for related matters, HB 1283. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The Leader of the minority, please, can you second?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague. I say second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The eighth order of the day is consideration of report of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund, Act number 11 of 2022, change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General and to provide for application of the funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters standing in the name of Honorable Usman Zanna. Honorable members recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 31st July 2024. I now call Honorable Zanna to move for the consideration of this report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker. I'm Honorable Zanna Usman, representing the good people of Kagagu, Bioma, Gumeri Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Borno State. As you earlier mentioned, this is a report of the Conference Committee. The report was laid on the 31st of July 2024. The House do consider the report of the Conference Committee, a bill on act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund number 11 of 2022, change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library Resource Center, eliminate ambiguities in the chairman position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for applications of funds to the National Assembly Library set up in the National Assembly Museum and related matters, approve the recommendation. Mr. Speaker, the report was laid on the 31st of July 2024. Mr. Speaker, I urge you to consider and approve the report. Thank you, sir.
Any seconder? If you have a title that is dangling in between, you can rise and move.
It's like Aso Rock. So there is no contention on my title, sir.
We don't know that, but I'll ask my dear junior brother to explain further.
Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I remain Right Honorable Kabir Al-Assarurum. I represent Ranabunku Kibe Pere constituency. The Speaker, I stand to second the motion as moved by my brother and colleague and the Mengwa General of our four legislative quarters, Honorable Usman Zanna. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. Nice have it. Honorable Zanna, you didn't tell us that you have a new title, so that we can at least make it public. I'm only hearing it from my brother here.
Your Excellency, is still informal. Former Chairman, Federal Character. Former Chairman, Federal Character. Go back to your seat, please. Thank you.
The Leader of the House, please can you move that the House resolve to the Committee of the Whole to consider these reports?
Speaker, Your Excellency, I remain Honorable Abdullah Ibrahim Halims. I am from Kogi State, and I represent the good people of Vankpa Omala Olamboro Federal Constituency. I hereby move that the House do move into a committee of the whole for consideration of aforementioned reports. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Leader of the Minority.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I most humbly rise to second the motion that the House do resolve into Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. I'll resolve to the committee, into Committee of the Whole. Thank you very much.
Distinguished honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill. Leader, please.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman. Abdullah Ibrahim Halim is my name. I remain the good representative of Omalala Federal Constituency, and I'm from Kogi State. This bill is on Chartered Institute of Health Care Management, Bill 2024. It's intended to seek to establish Institute of Health Care Management of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility for for registration of persons seeking to be health care managers and administrators for the promotion, study, and practice of the profession of health care management. I so move for the consideration of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. The question is that clauses 1 to 24 be made part of this bill. Clause 1, clause 2 to 10, clause 10 to 20, 20 to 24, schedules, explanatory memorandum, the long title. Most distinguished colleagues, the second bill to be considered is for an act to establish Nigerian Building and Road Research Institutes, NIBRE, to build capacity and conduct collaborative engineering research and development in the area connected with buildings, roads, engineering production, and construction material and for related matters. I invite the leader again to give the short synopsis of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, Abdullah Ibrahim is my name. I'm from Kogi State, and I represent the wonderful people of Ankpa, Omalala, Federal Constituency. I stand to move that this bill be put into consideration once again. The bill is intended to establish the Nigerian Building and Roads Research Institute as an autonomous body. The institute has been in existence since 1977 as a semi-autonomous body. The bill seeks to provide a legal framework for the institute as it has been enjoying government funding. As we speak, the institute is in place but lacks a legal framework for its existence as any other body enjoying government funding. I urge all of you to support the consideration of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Leader. The question is as clauses 1 to 38, the schedule, explanatory memorandum, and the long title be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 38, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, the long title. Most distinguished colleagues, the report to be considered is that of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act number 11 of 22, change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for applications of the funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters. I invite Honorable Osman Zana to give 1 minute synopsis of the bill, please. Honorable Zana, please.
Honorable colleagues, it is very important for us to concentrate because when we are considering reports, that's a critical national issues. Please, Honorable from Gombe, Honorable, Senior Honorable, please get seated and concentrate. We are considering reports, please, which is a very critical issue at a national level. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
No, let him. Okay. Thank you, Your Excellency. The synopsis of the bill is, a conference committee set up by this chamber to examine the version of the Senate and the House of Representatives. And you can see both version has been streamlined. We sat down severally, had several meetings. At the end of the day, we arrived at this decision, which we are going to now consider. So now the House version and the Senate version are all in one voice, and that is what is contained in this report, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Honorable Zanan. That was a very brief one. I think in this conference committee's report, there was just one recommendation that came in. So it's called Recommendation 5.0. So it's not clauses, so we just say Recommendation 5.0 carried or not carried, then we'll go ahead. So I go Recommendation 5.0 carried. Leader, please move that the House revert to plenary to consider response from the Committee of the Whole. Leader, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable distinguished colleagues, Abdullah Ibrahim Ali Alims is my name, from Kogi State. I hereby move that the House revert to plenary for progress report. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. Minority Leader, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues. I second the motion that the House do revert back to plenary. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of the motion that the House do revert to plenary to consider a report from the Committee of the Whole, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby reverts to plenary to consider a report from the Committee of the Whole. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 24, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, NIBRI, to build capacity and conduct collaborative engineering research and development in the area connected with buildings, road, engineering, production, and construction material and for related matters. Approved clauses 1 to 38, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act number 11 of 2022, change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for the application of the funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters, and approve the recommendations of the Conference Committee. Leader, please move that the House do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole as a working instrument of the Parliament.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague. I hereby move that the House do adopt the report as a working tool for the House. Thank you, Mr.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion as moved by the House Acting Leader. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion that the House do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The report of the Committee of the Whole has been adopted by the House as a working instrument of the Parliament. Announcements. Honorable members are humbly invited to attend joint Northeast Caucus meeting with the Senate at room 211, Senate Wing, 3 p.m. prompt. The date is today, Tuesday, 8 October 2024. And this is signed by Honorable Aliyu Boba Miswa, FCNA. Leader, please move that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleague. Abdullah Ibrahim Halims is my name. I am from Kogi State. Having successfully deliberated today, I hereby move that the House do adjourn till tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Leader. Minority Leader, please. Can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that this House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time. I so second.
Those in support of this motion that the House do adjourn to tomorrow, same time, same place, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow, same time, same place.